Susser, owner of Woolley & Co. And with me today I have
Cassandra Rizzardi,
Yay.
also known as Rizza Knits on Ravelry and Instagram. And we have
Oscar. He's very frisky right now.
He is store mascot,
Yes,
one
he
of
is.
two.
He's a greeter. He's the best greeter, actually. And that's
there's the
greeter
other one.
number 2. That's Ginger.
So I have known Aviva, how long has the shop been open? A year and a half?
Yes,
Okay. And you sent me a message on Ravelry
I did.
to let me know that it was opening.
Exactly.
Which was really smart. And I came in right away.
I'm
And
glad you did.
And I love this store. It's beautiful. It's in downtown Birmingham, Michigan, so it's in a really nice area. Lots of shops and restaurants and things like that.
It's in a really old building. This building used to be an Edison building where I guess you come in and you pay your bills. So we have exposed brick on both sides of the store, and the exposed brick is actually original. Like, we never touched it. Unfortunately, sometimes you hear a little shh, and that's like the little sand kind of, like if someone's walking upstairs, you can hear it. And so I get like a little nervous, but no, it's fine. It's fine.
I think you'll be alright.
Yeah.
So Aviva invited me 4 months ago to start teaching here. So this is the shop where I come every week to teach in. We do a lot of different variety of classes. Some are finishing, some are working through a pattern, some are just learning techniques. We do the brioche and double knitting and some fun techniques like that. So
Brioche was very popular.
yeah,
People
it's
like
really
that.
fun.
And they said you were such an amazing teacher. So that was great.
I love
Yeah.
doing it. I love being here. So, anyways, that's our sort of, in a nutshell, why we are here.
But we're here because this is like our happy place. It's really, I know I live very close to here, and I don't mind staying late after the store closes, and
Which
just,
she does.
like, yeah,
all the
on a
time.
regular basis. And I don't mind staying here because when I had a vision for the store, I wanted it to be very inviting and very comfortable. So when I do stay here, and even though I'm working, I really enjoy just being here.
It feels like an
very,
extension of your home.
yes, it kind of is. Yeah,
It's your studio.
it's my studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that you call it's a knit studio.
Yeah,
too.
it says
it's
it
not
right there on the
a
sign.
store
Yeah.
or a shop. Like, it is a studio where you come to be creative.
Yeah.
And it has all of the supplies you need. Speaking of supplies, let's talk about that wall over there.
We have lots of supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The store just changed over a lot of the needles, and so now there's a beautiful wall of Xiaogu. The red cable, if you're not familiar, it's my favorite needles.
They're very sexy, I have to
They
say.
really are. I actually have.
Oops, he has the whole kit.
Yep.
Yeah,
So these are
as do I. Yeah.
brushed stainless steel needles.
Yeah.
The cables are stainless steel braided, coated in a red plastic. But when you open them up, they don't have any memory or coiling. So that's what I really love about them is they just are so wonderful to work with. And the brushed stainless steel on the needles makes them just the slightest hint of grippy,
Yeah,
but they're
but
so smooth.
Yeah.
And then they have these great almost stiletto tips, which are wonderful for getting into any sort of decreasing, increasing.
Anything. Yeah,
anything.
I love knitting with them. They also have a really nice join, whether you get the ones that are already attached or whether you get the ones that are tips where you have to screw them on. They join so seamlessly that it doesn't even seem like it's one of those needles that has a tip with, what's nice about this also is they have the length and the size of the cord on the embedded on the tip of the cord, and there's also the size on the actual needle, and it'll have like an S or an L depending on whether you should use a small cord, that means it has a small joint, or a large cord, that means the large joint goes for needles that are size 9 and up, and the small are from 8 down. And they go as thin as, I think, two.
000?
Yeah, I think you just need to get a smaller cord for the
Yeah.
000s, the
Yeah.
a mini
cords.
cord.
You have those
which we
too,
have. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
they're
is
awesome.
an interchangeable that screws apart.
Right.
This one is not.
Yeah. And
And
they're
look,
identical.
They're
like, you can't
amazing.
tell which is which. Although the nice thing about the interchangeable, I have to add one more thing, is it has a little hole in it, and the hole is big enough to put like a lifeline through. So if you're doing lace work or
Brioche.
even brioche or cables or anything that you may need to take down because you got to it's really easy to do so because you can put in a lifeline as you're knitting a certain row, and then okay, row 24 I put in my lifeline, so if you have to go down to that row, then at least you know where you are in your pattern.
Yeah. And you don't have to
It's
try to
so
pick
easy.
up lace work,
Right, with the yarn over.
Yes.
Yeah.
which is almost impossible. Probably not for some people, but I've tried
It's
it.
just not fun.
It's real hard.
Yeah,
So
it's more
likewise,
fun to
okay.
knit than to take out, for sure.
So, yeah, that's probably my favorite new addition to the store right now is the Wall of Chiagu.
Yeah.
And then we have another fun addition coming.
Yes. Yeah.
Wanna talk about it?
We're getting yarn all the way from Ireland. It's hand dyed and great bases and great dyer. Her name is Jess. She, I haven't met her in person, but I feel like I already know her so well. When I go to Ireland, I'm definitely visiting her because her place sounds amazing.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
And correct me if I'm wrong on how to pronounce her line. Is it Olan or
That-
Orlean?
I'm
not
sure
sure.
there is
Okay.
something to do with accent.
Okay.
That we lose. I've been saying Olan.
Olan. Okay.
It's Olann.
Yeah.
So.
And it's really amazing. We're gonna have some kits in the store. We're gonna have some just singles. Really nice bases. One of the bases, which is amazing, is the Donegal. And at first I was a little hesitant because I thought, I don't want like anything coming out of my yarn. But it looks, you know what? I'm gonna get a skein and I'll show
Yes.
you. Okay, so this is a new color that she just came out with, and yeah, I don't know if you can see. You may want to hold this one up because it's lighter and you can see the Donegal little. And so it's reminiscent of just the countryside of Ireland and just their traditions, and because Donegal just, I guess, comes from there. And it's so soft. I was really skeptical because I don't like itchy anything, especially yarn, because I feel that if you're going to put the time into knitting something, then I think you should do it in the best fiber that you can, I guess, afford. And they are actually really affordable because there's like 400 yards on here, I think.
Yeah, these are the fingering
No,
weight.
not yards, 400 meters. So more than 400 yards. Yeah.
And so this is an 80% superwash merino with 20% of the Donegal net. So it's mostly merino, but then you get those cool little
Yeah.
textural details with the Donegal. I love it.
Yeah.
And her color depth is just, that's what
Phenomenal.
drew me to her in the first place. There's
Phenomenal.
purple, brown, blue, green, auburn, gray, all within this one skein.
Yeah.
That looks from far away just sort of a
Just a dark,
deep,
a dark base.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when you get up on it, it's just absolutely amazing.
I love
Which
the
makes
scale
it
even.
more fun to knit with.
Yes.
It keeps
exactly.
your interest while you're doing it.
Yes.
So
And speaking of
Gorgeous.
interest, look at this cute little number. This is another one of her hand-dyed yarns. I mean, just the colors are so vibrant and so spectacular. They're so interesting. So stay tuned for this. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. And they're all so soft. Because I don't have anything scratchy, itchy, or ugly in the store. So nothing. Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I love that she mixes these like
Probably can't see
bright, saturated jewel tones
Mm-hmm.
with the more muted and grounded neutrals.
Yes.
That to me is perfection.
She's just an artist. Ooh, sorry, that was Oscar. We saw a dog at the door, and
Yeah.
so he needs to invite them in. Although they don't listen, they don't want to come in. It's like, who wants to come in when you're barking at them? One more thing I have to say about this yarn is I love the aesthetic of it, and I love the tags. I mean, look how, I mean, that's artistry right there. And they just seem like they put so much thought into it that I don't know. I needed to tell you guys about this too, because
I agree, and I
it's
know
really worth talking about it.
from talking to Jess from when she first conceived the idea.
Yeah.
She's been putting the work into this for over a year, getting everything prepared. She didn't go into it just lightly
Right.
or like
Yeah.
something she just wanted to try. Like she already knew what she was doing, and took her time to really perfect everything. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate that about her style.
Yeah, this wasn't an accident. It just it really is very thought out.
Yeah.
And she even has her little care instructions, and it's just amazing. I don't know if you can see, but you'll have to see it when you come in.
Exactly. Because she's not going to be carried in a lot of
No,
places.
she's not.
It's very exclusive.
Very exclusive.
So yeah, you can actually come in the store here and feel it, touch it, put your colors together.
That's right. Yeah. And then buy it.
Yeah. So Aviva, I would like to know.
Because I tell people this is not a library; it's
No.
a store. You still have to buy stuff.
It's hilarious. I love that.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the studio closes. And then
Exactly.
we don't
yes.
have.
We need your support. So
Yeah.
yeah, every time you make a purchase, it helps pay the rent. Yeah.
So when did you decide you wanted to open a business? You've had businesses in the past, yeah?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
This is my first own business.
Yeah.
I've worked a lot. I've worked a lot in retail, and I've worked for another knit shop for about 7 years, and so that was a great experience. And then the reason I wanted to open up my own is because I travel a lot too, and when I've traveled, I've experienced that when I walk into a knit shop, I feel like an outsider, and no one likes to feel like an outsider. So I wanted to have people come in and feel like they were coming into someone's home, that they were invited to, and they feel welcome. And so, I mean, that's not the only reason I wanted to open up a store, but I really, that was a big focus of mine, that they needed to feel comfortable. And I think a lot of people, well, everybody does, because not only is the lighting in here, I think, pretty amazing. You can see what you're doing, but the chairs are comfortable to sit in. So if you're taking a class for 2 hours, you don't have to shift your body because you have, like, your leg has fallen asleep. And you come in and you get coffee or tea or wine in the evening, or I guess in the afternoon too. If that's what you need. Yeah, so we're kind of like an full service establishment. So I wanted to open up a store also because I wanted to bring something to the community, and I wanted people to have a place to go where they can connect, create, and unwind. That's my tagline, because I want people to connect to other like-minded individuals. Yep. I wanted them to come and create, because this is a creative space, and I wanted people to feel free to be able to, just kind of let it go. Sometimes you follow a pattern, and sometimes you can kind of do your own thing, and that's good too. And then unwind, because you can forget about all the things that you need to do outside of the store and then just come in and take like a little mini vacation for yourself and spend 2 hours or more if you have time and just sit and knit and do something fun. So.
Yeah. I think that's my favorite thing about teaching is actually, it's like, I had also thought about career in, beauty, hairstyling, things like that, that you're one-on-one with somebody often, and you're doing something creative, but you're also having a conversation.
Right.
And getting to know about their day and about their family and their grandkids and whatever. And I love doing that. Like, I love to have a class where, we're focusing and we're learning new skills and we're creating those new neural pathways, but at the same time, you can tell me about, the dog you just bought or, what your grandkids did the last weekend. And
exactly.
the things that you just need to get out and talk about.
Right,
and I love that. Like, that is one of the best parts of the job for me. It's just getting to know people.
Yeah.
And giving them that space.
Right, exactly.
To talk.
Yeah.
So.
It becomes like a mini book
therapy.
book club, restaurant guide, movie guide, just whatever it is you want to talk about. We just talk about it here in the store. Yeah.
So add on the layer of getting to do what I love, which is design and learn new techniques. It's a dream job. I'm so happy here. It is. It really is.
That's awesome. What made you decide to pick up needles? What did you like?
My grandma taught me to crochet and knit when I was very young.
Okay.
Like maybe early elementary school.
Yeah.
And I knit one scarf. It was just color block garter stitch scarf. But she had taught me to knit English style, and I always felt more comfortable crocheting because you hold your yarn in your left hand, whereas English style knitting, you hold it in your right hand, and the way I was taught was throwing and wrapping, so it was more motion, and it always felt really clunky to me, which everybody's different. Some people, that's their natural motion.
Right.
But for me, crochet came more naturally with the yarn in my left hand.
Yeah.
So I stuck with crochet all that time,
Okay.
from the time I was really young, and I would just make stuff up. I would make doll clothes and make little stuffed animals and monsters and just whatever came to my mind. I could make that. I'll make a purse. I'll make pillows. So I always crocheted, and then, was it 3 years ago, I joined a knitting group. I was invited by a mom friend to join this knitting group, and I was still crocheting, which was fine. But at the same time, I had also been wanting to design more patterns and really considering making fiber arts my career. I went to school for fine art. I had dabbled in fiber arts in school. But it was always just my personal thing. Like, to crochet was like my relaxed thing. So I was like, if I want to make fiber arts my career, I need to know how to knit. I need to really know how, because I need to be able to master all of it. I want to weave, I want to spin, I want to know a little bit about everything and master some of these things. So I forced myself to pick up knitting needles again and was trying English style, and it was still feeling really uncomfortable. So I figured I would just experiment and see, like, holding it differently. Does this feel better? Because I really wanted to get it. And I ended up with the yarn in my hand the same way that I would hold it to crochet, which at the time I didn't know was a thing. When I showed up at my knitting group and was like, look, you guys, like, it feels so much better to knit this way. And they're like, that's called continental knitting.
Right.
And I was like, oh, wonderful. Like, it's a real thing. I stumbled upon it, but so from then on, I was hooked. I feel so much more comfortable knitting now with the yarn in my left hand. I'm so much faster, and it just makes more sense to my brain. So I always encourage students too, if you're feeling uncomfortable with the way something is going, try something different.
Yeah.
You know, what's the worst that's happened?
Right.
You got
it's
a frog.
Just yarn. It's just yarn. You can take it out. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
So that was it for me. That was about 3 years ago, and I'm never looking back.
Right?
I still crochet. I still do. I teach a crochet class here and continental knitting.
Which a lot of people really appreciate. Yeah, because it does go faster. It really does. So that's kind of nice. But that's not the main focus. Is to knit quickly. It's just to knit so that you enjoy doing it.
So it feels nice.
You have a nice outcome. Yeah. So I think it's for me. I think it's easier to keep tension when I hold my yarn in my left hand.
Yeah.
So
Because you're a continental knitter
yes,
for the
I
most
am.
part too.
Yeah.
I feel like in here you
I can do
have to
both.
be able to switch back and forth
And I do.
depending on what you're showing somebody,
Yeah.
especially if they're knitting English style.
Yeah.
And you try to show them continental, it's going to be
No, I don't.
too confusing.
I don't
So-
show anyone continental unless they ask specifically.
Yeah.
But for my own personal garments or things that I like to knit, I do knit in continental. Although I was told that it's not necessarily continental, it's called Russian knitting.
Oh,
And
that's
so my stitches look just like your stitches, but I just knit a little differently. So
You go through the back loop.
I go through the back.
So all of your stitches
So
are reversed.
all my stitches are facing forward as opposed to facing, I shouldn't say forward. All my stitches are facing to the right as opposed to facing to the left. So, so the natural inclination is to just go in through the back, which to me is really through the front. But, you know, everything's all backward.
Yes. No, I see what you're saying because the loop would be on your needle, so
Right.
it's like the front of the stitch.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to me, that's going through the front. And going through the back is if the loop was going this way.
Right.
So, whatever.
Everybody
It's all
does it
semantics.
differently.
It's all semantics, yeah. As
This
long
is-
as it comes out, you know, nicely, then
Yep.
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And that's important in knitting. Like to be comfortable with just doing what works
Totally.
for you.
Yeah.
There's no right way.
No, there's no. Well, there's a right way. There's a right way because you want to learn good habits if
Yeah.
you're a new knitter,
Yeah.
and there's a right way because you want your stitches to look lined up and you want to have nice tension. But there is no right way.
There's
in terms
freedom
of-
in how you get there.
How you get there. Yeah, you can get there however you want. Yeah.
So speaking of how you knit, what are you knitting right now?
Oh, okay. What am I knitting? Well, you know, I'll tell you what I just finished. I just
love
finished
this.
this really cool sweater. It looks complicated, but it's so not, and it's really nice because it's knit out of 100% organic cotton, and the stitch is so simple. It's just yarn over, knit two together, and then just some stockinette rows in between. But my favorite part of the sweater is the little tie that I have on the cuff. So I knit these two ties on either side.
And you
then
have a photo of this on your Instagram,
I
right?
do.
So if
Yeah.
you want to see how it looks on
Yes, it looks
worn,
it's really cute.
it's really cute
It's
on.
a really cute sweater. So, so I just designed that, and this is called the Sophie sweater, and it will be on Ravelry fairly soon, but not yet. I'm working on it.
So you designed that. I didn't
I did.
realize that.
Yeah.
I thought you, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I designed that one, and then
good.
I just finished designing this one, and this one is called the Langdon Hall sweater. And so it's a boxy sweater with two yarns held together, and
Marled.
yes, exactly. And it has a really cool sleeve in the sense that it was picked up from the body and knit down, and then a very long rib, which is kind of nice because it hugs your arm. And then instead of sewing the shoulders together, I used a contrasting color and I crocheted the two sides together. So it gives it a cute little braid that goes up the side. And then I just did a little bit of embellishing on the back. Triple threat. No, it's 3 X's, and I just thought they were really cute. So
That's really cute.
so yeah, and it's soft and cuddly and warm, and also 100% cotton. So
Is this the
kind of cool?
wool in the gang wool? Or
No, this
No.
is Katya.
Katya?
Katya
Alright.
cotton. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
and this is Sprout
okay.
from Classic Elite Yarns. It slipped my mind. Sorry. So yeah. You know what else I'm knitting?
What are you knitting?
Do you want to see what I'm knitting?
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna be really. Okay, guys. Where's my pattern? I knew I put it in here. Look at what I'm knitting. Guess who this is? Okay, hold on. Wait, where's the front page? I'll show you. Is that beautiful or is that beautiful? It's beautiful. I just love it. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm not a big shawl person. However, I was totally sold on this one, and I absolutely love knitting it. The pattern is written beautifully, and it's so fun to knit. I'm only on my first section, but I just absolutely just love it. I fell in love with the little stitch, and I like the story, so I'm just doing the seeds right now, and so I'm going to be going on to the next section right now, and I think you're wearing it, right?
Yeah, this is the DK version. So I sized up my needle to a US 8.
Okay, this is on a 6. And look, Chaigu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All we use.
Oh, yeah.
No, we use other things too, but yeah, so this is the size 8, US 8 with DK weight yarn.
Yeah,
and I
that's
used
really cool.
3 different colors. It only took a little bit of the hot pink final color to finish that off, but I used most of the other 2 skeins. They were just
Cool.
average DK size.
Look how big it is.
Yeah. I love
That's a good size.
blocking this
Yeah.
is the most fun because it just blooms. Like I make
Yeah,
this
you
sort
really
of
block
pun
it.
in it
Yeah,
that it's the seeds
Right.
and they grow and then they bloom.
that's cool.
But when you block it, it really does. It's like it's getting watered and then it
Yeah.
just opens up.
What's nice about this pattern, I have to tell you, is there is a right side and a wrong side when you're reading the pattern. However, when you block it, you can wear it whichever way, and it looks amazing on both sides. So
Yeah, these
once it's
cables.
done, there is no right or wrong side. You can decide which is the right and which is the wrong side, because they do look amazing either way you hold it or wrap it, and you can wear it in so many different ways. So
Yeah.
it's really a perfect little shawl.
But what's that yarn? It's the Amano.
Yeah, it's the Amano. It's 100% Imperial alpaca. I'll show you a little ball of it. I know I have
It's
to get up again,
so soft.
but I'll show you a little ball. It's
I have
so-
been,
Oh, it's right here.
every time I come in the store, I come and I touch these and I play with them because they're dreamy. Like this is exactly what you imagine the softest, most delicate yarn should feel like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
So it's undyed. It's 100% Imperial alpaca. It's made in Peru, and it's called Apu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it's APU. And even the tag is just really gorgeous.
It's like elegant.
And it's just really, really soft. And I think there's 119 yards per little ball. So I don't think you need that many of them to make a shawl, but so cute, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I
So it's
love
just going to
this.
be a one solid color.
Which is gorgeous. That's what the original was.
Yeah.
And there's so much texture that it's still very interesting. So,
Yeah, this is going to be, I have a feeling I'm going to be wearing this all the time because it just will go with everything too. So I can't wait to put the tassels on the end, so that'll be fun.
I didn't tassel this one.
Yeah, I noticed that. You just decided you don't need it.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
You could. It would still look cute with tassels
Yeah,
too. I just
I'm
didn't
putting
bother.
tassels on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm partial to that.
Me too. And on the one end that has the lace
Yeah.
that squares off that ending,
Yeah,
I put two
Two,
tassels.
yeah.
So it looks
I would do that
interesting.
too. Yeah,
So.
awesome. I really like that a lot. That's cool. So what are you knitting? Let's
I
see.
am designing
Oh.
a new thing, which, so I saw this stitch. It's called the Dutch stitch. It's a little wrapped detail where you pull the yarn, you pull one stitch over two others, and it creates these little like seersucker spots, and then the yarn over after.
Oh,
So
look
that's
how
what
cool
does
that
that
is.
little
Yeah.
the bar across.
And the holes are like perfectly round. They're not
Right.
like one of those asymmetrical, just knit two together yarn over.
Yep. So the stitch pattern
It's really pretty.
that I found uses it flat. So I had to
okay.
figure out a way to make it grow.
Right.
So I ended up adding an extra row of stockinette. Well, technically 2 rows, back and forth,
Yeah.
to create the correct stitch count each time.
Got it.
So you end up with them a little more widely spaced than the traditional Dutch
Oh, I
knit
see.
stitch.
Okay. So you created your own.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
modified
name
it.
it.
I know. I was thinking double Dutch, maybe,
Oh, that's
because
cute.
it's the 2 sides of the Dutch stitch.
That's so cute. I like that.
So What else? I wanted to
Very
use
cute.
this stitch because
I like
I'm
that.
Dutch, and my grandma Nellie, who taught me to knit, was Dutch. She came
Perfect.
from Holland. So this is sort of I've been wanting to do a pattern that was like a tribute to her anyways.
Yeah.
So this, and then it will end with
Oh, nice.
that. These two go together.
I like that.
And I've got a leaf edging that I think I'm going to finish it off with. Keeping it simple. I have some other plans.
Okay. This is simple. That is keeping it really creative.
It's actually not that different.
Yeah.
The yarn overs and the, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have some ideas for a future project using the same starting point that would turn into a sweater. So this would actually be the sleeve, the start of a sleeve. Let's see if I can remember how I did it. If it was here. Yeah, okay. So if that was the corner of a raglan sleeve,
Very cool.
and then it would cross
You can
from
do
the
a-
other side. So you
could
would do the same thing.
Okay.
You could do a one side.
You could do a
Um,
off the shoulder kind of.
Well, remember that sweater you were wearing that was like two diagonal pieces that
Yeah.
wrapped and created, it was like the same thing on both sides?
Yeah.
You could do the same thing here.
Got it.
Where it was a diagonal here and then an alternate diagonal on the back.
Perfect.
And the sleeve would come around because this is like just a little cap sleeve.
Yeah.
Or you could add and do a,
A full length sleeve.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's really cool.
there may be something along these lines in
Yeah.
the future.
Cool. Stay tuned.
Double Dutch.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
So
That's very cool. Did you make your, did you crochet that?
No.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I'm
Okay.
drawn to those
Okay,
things
it just
though.
looks like she did. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's very cool. So for those of you who don't live in the area or don't want to drive out to Birmingham, I am actually working on opening up a web store so you can actually purchase things online. And the nice thing is that the things that we will be talking about in our future segments, I will try to do my best and post things, not post them, but have them in the web store so you can buy some of the things that we talk about, like the new yarn, for example, or patterns that we can have linked so that you can find them on Ravelry a little easier. And
So it'll
if
be
you-
accessible to anybody, whether you live close or not.
Exactly.
Just
and,
cool.
Yes. And so also, if you want to see something in the web store that you don't see now or in the very near future, just leave a comment and let us know, because I was told that I'm very accommodating, so I will try to do my best to accommodate my viewers or our viewers, and try to provide different things for you guys so that we want to keep it fresh and exciting and interesting for everyone to knit and just kind of stay connected with us here at the store.
And I would say same thing goes for classes
Yes,
and tutorial videos.
correct.
So we're going to be doing more of that. But if there's a class that you want to come and take, let us know and we will do it. So
On that note,
that covers it for
Yes,
today.
yeah. Thank you for
Thank you
sticking
for
with
watching. And thank you, Aviva, for opening your space for this. It's really fun.
It's my pleasure. Thank you
Yeah.
for really coming in and creating such a nice
Dream job.
Yeah, dream job. Yeah, thanks.
So we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you for watching.